Richie Rich Show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Trucker Richie Rich, back on the ones and twos, threes and fours, coming back to you for some more. Hey, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for wishing me a happy birthday. Those of you who wish me a happy birthday, thank you. And those of you who donated $1, thank you so much. You know, I was overwhelmed by the response. I didn't think I was gonna get that kind of response. But that was cool. You know, a lot of guys, I know a lot of times truckers spend their birthdays and holidays on the road. And luckily this year I'm home. But that was great. Thank you very much. You really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So let's finish up this saga with Prime. My third video down, the cancellation of my contract. There's a lot of positive comments, and there's a few negative ones. I won't address those. You know, everybody can only assume what happened. I'm just telling you what's happening in my perspective for the whole situation. And the reason I'm making this video, right, is because that particular individual whose name I mentioned, he did try to retaliate. And the way he did, he reached out to a third party who I have business dealings with, and he sent them an email asking me to take the video down. And like I said in my last video, when I went live, surely I won't take it down. No, not at all. You know, if this video brings you some, I don't know, if it brings you some attention, I hope it's to help maybe mold you into a different person, maybe not be as so callous with individuals' lives. The reason I made that video is because I want to teach drivers out here, some new and old, that what really happens on the other side of trucking. Okay, it's not always that glory and glam that we see. It's another side of trucking that's very cutthroat, very savage, very uncaring. And that's why I made the video. You know, it's hopefully to warn folks that, you know, when you come into trucking, have a plan B, C, and D. Don't let your class A be the only A plan you have. Okay, trucking should be a primary job, push into a secondary job. Okay, something you do on the side. You know, yes, you make good money in trucking, and the thing with Prime, right, is that there's a lot of people who make good money with Prime. So all they do is bleed Prime. Okay, you can't say nothing negative about this company, or they're going to be all down your throat. If you don't believe me, read some of my comments. I mean, some of them just went left. And you know, I thank you for subscribing. But the truth is, you know, I make these videos just to educate and to talk about my journey. You know, when I started this YouTube journey a few years ago, it was more of a mental health relief. You know, I'm not saying that everything I say is correct or I give some of the best advice, but it's coming from a good place. It's coming from my heart. You know, if I was wrong with what happened to me last week at Prime, I would tell you. I say, you know what? I overslept too many times. I bullshitted too many times. I messed around and I didn't do my job. I would tell you that because I am a man's man. You know, I know that being straight up is the only way I can go. But when you're terminated or your contract is canceled because you feel like you didn't do something that you thought was unsafe, there really shouldn't be any questions to that. Chili, and this is directed to that fleet manager. The reason I made this video is this is the only recourse that you can get. You know, Chili, you have people in your office who have your back. Prime has your back, you know. And I hate that my life and my situation made another man look or feel good. Do you know what I'm saying, y'all? Like, there's some people out here in this world who would put down another man or do something to make themselves look good. But when it came to my safety, I don't know, I felt uneasy about it. I don't care, hypothetically, if I had 10 service failures, okay? When a driver who's out in the middle of nowhere land says that he feels unsafe to drive because there's an ice storm, there should be some credence to that. It should have some weight to it, okay? We could have had a conversation about it, but instead I got the knee-jerk reaction. So because of that knee-jerk reaction, I made the video. Is it maybe I was wrong, maybe I was right? I don't know. It's maybe if you were wrong or right, I don't know. But one thing that I won't do is ever let anybody, any man or woman or person, as long as I'm not breaking the law, as long as I'm not confined, tell me what to do and how to do it. So to your answer about pulling the video down, no, I won't do that. It's my truth. I can understand if it was libel or slander or some kind of defamation, then you would have a case. But simple is telling what I experienced, and being that, Prime's a company that operates on the United States, and being that I'm a free man, a citizen, I have rights to talk, and I'm gonna do that. Now, you don't like what I say, I'm sorry. Let this video be your karma. Let those videos be your karma. I'm gonna go forward, and I'm not trying to make this a bashing Prime video where I'm going to be constantly bashing Prime. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to talk about my experiences with certain situations, and this one was pretty substantial. So, how do I know that Chili responded? Well, here, I'm going to show you guys something. That was an email that I received from a third party who Chili reached out to have me take the video down. And like I said multiple times, I just won't do that, Chili. I'm telling my truth. And if it brings some sort of attention, not just for you, but for a lot of people who maybe work at Prime, to really take public safety and driver personal safety serious, okay? Chili, I want you to read something on one of my comments in my video. And the reason I'm responding to Chili, because, he put some information on my comment section that only him and I could have known. And I'll let you guys read that in a moment. But I want to show you this here from another driver who was actually going in my same direction. Hey, I'm back. That was from a driver who was coming from my direction I was going to in Amarillo. The storm had started Saturday, and it didn't end till Saturday night. And this is why I couldn't get down to Amarillo to pick up the load, and this is what I tried to explain to Chili on the phone, but he wasn't trying to hear it. And see, the thing that sucks, right, is that, like I said earlier, Chili, somebody has your back in the office. You can say whatever you want to say, and they'll believe what you say. They'll believe it and they'll go with it. That's generally in trucking. There's nobody out here advocating or a voice for us. So why they say, you know what, this driver has been working with Prime's network for 4 years, okay? This driver was a trainer. This driver made other truck drivers at Prime. This driver ran freight probably in excess of probably 700,000 miles, okay? I can't tell how many millions or thousands of dollars of inventory and product that I moved across this country. And for him to have a bad week or maybe 2 weeks, you can him. It's the loyalty factor of it that gets me upset, okay? And that trucking really has no loyalty. And Chili, you may ask yourself, well, why would you have loyalty? Well, when the market was doing pretty poor last year, and a lot of guys were dropping off your fleet, some not even having the decency to tell you face to face that they were quitting, I stuck by you. Those weeks that I didn't make any money, that the revenues were low, I listened to your words about don't give up and don't quit. And as soon as a little problem presented itself, you shit can me. You know, it's unloyal. And that's why I'm trying to tell my subscribers, when you're dealing with these mega carriers or any trucking company in general, you only remain loyal to yourself, you know. And what I mean by that is, if you got a graduation to go to, go. If you have a doctor's appointment to go to, go. If you just want time off to free and breathe your air and not drive, do it, okay? Because at the end of the day, these individuals don't show any type of loyalty. And that's one reason why the video was made. Because I remember going weeks, and I'm like, Chili, what's going on with the revenue? Oh, man, it's just a bad market, man. But hey, hang in there, Rich. Don't quit. Okay, Chili, I got you. You know? And at the end of the day, look how I was treated, okay? And there's nobody's fault about that but my own. You know, and I should know better. I've been in this game 11 years. And you just don't remain loyal to a trucking company, or things like this happen to you. Now, I'm able to, I guess, move around, I guess, and do something else. But my whole thing is, if my contract would have ended because they said they had no freight, or they were just low on volume, they had to let people go, I could have took that a little better. But when I tell you and to communicate with you that there's a dangerous ice storm that's plowing into Interstate 40, I should have been given a little more credit. And that's why I made the video of prime canceling my contract. And that's why I won't take down the video that, you know, these trucking companies, you know, they treat you like an inanimate object. You know, they do. I mean, imagine I would have drove out there, right? And this is why I feel like a lot of dispatchers should be truck drivers with some years experience before you go in the office. Because you got to know what life is like on the road. And especially in the wintertime. Can you imagine driving out Interstate 40 and you hit some ice, you go into an underpass, or you crash into, you flip the truck over, and you're hundreds of miles away from anybody to come rescue you, right? Because these tow truck drivers, you know, one, they won't come out the garage for anything less than a couple $1,000s. And two, they're putting their personal safety first. Can you imagine sitting out there on the side of your truck, ice storm, blizzard, nobody can see or rescue you, you know, and then you have to fend for your life over a load, right? Now, you guys check this shit out. And this is why I'm a little irritated. Over a load that Prime rescheduled. You heard me correctly. When I was supposed to deliver the first load on Wednesday, Prime had me repower the load on Tuesday to Dallas to a team. And they had to reschedule anyway for Thursday and Friday. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, my life could have been lost. I could have been seriously injured, you know, over a load that was rescheduled. So, Chili, that's why I made the video. That's why I'm talking. That's why I'm upset. And if my video gave you some heat, right, just take it as a learning lesson. Okay, take it as a valuable learning lesson. That next time you have a driver tell you, hey, man, I don't feel safe doing this, you respect it. Okay? So you guys are probably saying to yourself, well, Rich, how you know Chili was watching your videos and stuff? Well, I'm going to upload 2 clips of his comments, and only me and him could have known. And the first clip was him talking about me picking up a load in Michigan and stopping at the shiny new Loves when I only had a few hours left on my clock. And they had to reschedule the JBS load because the customer changed the appointment for the same day delivery. When I was given the pre-plan, it was set for another day where I could have been on time. And then they originally turned it back to the day I could have been on time. You know, canning somebody over stats is pretty low, you know, pretty low. And it's crazy that, trucking companies do boast about, we need you drivers. Drivers, we won't be nothing without you. But they treat you like this when you show dedication and loyalty. Okay. And it just feeds into my narrative mentally. It's like, I'm lost for words. But I'm going to upload the clip of him responding, and I know it's him. And you tell me what you think. So those were a couple of the comments that he made or under an alias, and the only information he kind of only knew. But, like I said, Chili, you'll be fine. Ain't nobody going to do nothing to you. They're just going to maybe look at you a little different. And I'm sure that folks you work with probably, they all sided with you, man. I mean, you're in the office. You're a dispatcher, I'm a driver. It's the way it is. It's two different worlds, But, it's this last 2 weeks been kind of, I did talk to a legal person, right, a lawyer. I don't have any grounds to do anything, but I could do something with the retaliation. If you wanted me to take down a video or anything, you came to me with it. You don't go to my third party, okay? Because I can hurt a business relationship. And that's what my attorney, the guy's attorney was explaining to me. Prime has got over on me in the last few years, to be honest with you. I know you don't know this, or you guys might have heard me talk about this, but when I went to be owner-operator about 2 years ago, I hired a guy out of Prime to drive my truck. And he drove up to North Dakota during a winter storm, and he jackknifed in North Dakota and flipped my truck. Insurance did cover the repairs and stuff, but because it was still coming out of COVID with parts being short, that negative kept building, and it left me about $13,000 in the hole with Prime. And I was talking to a legal buddy of mine. He was like, well, if Prime says that this guy was qualified and able to drive the truck, apparently he wasn't. And there's some things I could do, and I'm thinking about it, because I didn't like how that situation was handled. Okay, if Prime says a driver's qualified, then how far is qualified if he drives through a winter storm and almost loses his life and flips a piece of equipment? So, Chili, you can understand where I'm coming from when I didn't do that myself, because I know the cost. Do you understand? And I know the risk and cost. And I just wasn't going to put myself in a position to lose my life or damage my livelihood for a product that you rescheduled anyway. That hurts, that bites. But you guys on YouTube, like I want to say before I close this out, thanks for the love and support. And so for some of you guys who drink too much of Prime's Kool-Aid, just lay off it for a little while. Prime's a decent company, but they're not the best, and they do make some poor decisions and maybe knee-jerk reactions, and they do burn some people. But I'm gonna let my boy Charlie tell you how I feel when I leave out of here. And until next time, the next video, we'll talk soon. Peace.
Oh, you can't keep a good dog down.
No, sir.
No, you can't keep a good dog down. I've seen pain and hurt.
That's right.
I've eaten dirt.
That's true.
It's hard to buy, but even I've been jilted by a skirt.
He lied.
Look, pal, I'm still around. 'Cause you can't keep a good dog